If you're wondering how to start learning Python for AI, this video is for you. Large language models are taking over the world, so it makes sense to understand them, and Python is the gateway language for AI, at least that's my opinion. Python is the foundation for building anything AI related, at least. It is the building block of machine learning, and this is how I'm going about it. So my first steps was to ask GPT, ironically, where to start learning to build my own AI assistant. Free Code Camp's 4-hour Python YouTube course, CS50's Python track, and Python for Beginners from W3 Schools. Now, did it use the CS50 Python track? No, it didn't. And I have used CS50 before, which is a Harvard course that provides open to the public. And I remember trying to do computer science. I failed miserably. I think I had to make like a Mario game without using GPT to understand or give me an answer. And so instead it tried teaching me how to use logic. I seem to lack logic. And I refused, by the way, to ask GPT for the answers for a good week or so. But I gave up. And so my point is it's too difficult to use, and I agree with the answer, not to suggest it from GPT. The other thing was Python for Beginners, W3 Schools. W3 Schools is a website which I've used before, where, you know, if you struggle with some syntax or a function, variable, whatever it is, you go to that website and it helps you understand where you're going wrong. It's pretty good. What it did recommend was the Free Code Camp's 4-hour Python YouTube course. And honestly, I recommend that video, which is 7 years old, but it's still worth looking at. And it still works for what you want to use it for. It's really good for the basics. Did I watch the whole thing 4 hours? No, I didn't. I got bored. I got up to an hour. But it's really good to understand the basics of any coding language, really. It's really good. Recommend. What's also interesting, by the way, that video is that it was recommended to me via a GPT. This is the future of search engines. They don't exist. It'll be GEO. So if you're trying to learn Python for AI and you're in the digital marketing space, really good idea to use it. Understand it, because generative engine optimization will replace SEO by the way things are going. I digress. The thing is with all these resources, which I've probably already alluded to, is that you learn by doing. And so it's fair enough you understand all this syntax, but if you're not going to use it, then what's the point? You'll forget it. You need to choose a project to understand Python. Now, Python can be used for many different things. Websites, games. In fact, I think Go.Engine is really good for that. It uses a very similar syntax to Python, or language to Python, sorry. For this video, I'm using it for AI. And so my first project is to build a CLI chatbot, which is a command line interface chatbot, which I'm going to use for my personal assistant. Subscribe to my channel, by the way. If you want to follow me where I create my own AI assistant, I'm going to call it Shaco. My friends will laugh because they know why. Now, aside from what Python can do, it's also really friendly, beginner friendly. The syntax is so clean. And so I've got some experience, for example, as a trainee junior developer for a year during COVID. Before I worked in insurance, that's some groovy music. I spent 1,500 hours learning JavaScript and object-oriented programming. I wrote the language post ECMA script 2016. My code had to support all browsers, including Internet Explorer. And so I had to write the language pre-ECMA script 2016, which I did manually, not using any wrappers, to support the browser. And so that taught me a lot through the long way JavaScript. The reason why I'm mentioning this as an example is because when you're learning Python for AI or anything else, it will take thousands of hours probably to understand the nuance of object-oriented programming, functions, variables, data types, strings. If you don't understand all of them, again, watch the video. Be prepared, like I am, to spend a lot of time understanding this stuff. And the thing is with Python, which I will allude to later on in the video, for AI at least, is that you'll be using a lot of libraries for NLPs and LLMs, which I'll explain what they are kind of later on in the video. I don't really fully understand them myself, but I do know is that these libraries consist of data types, functions, variables, different coding languages, and mathematical principles, which will be difficult to understand. I don't know anything about linear algebra or vectors yet, but this is something that I'll dive deeper into in my video series, so subscribe again if you want to follow me along on the journey. Anyway, I've digressed massively. Back to Python. I've been using GPT to give me example code. And so, for example, this script, print, welcome to your CLI assistant, very self-explanatory. And so while true, if you use input u, which is me, on the command line interface, hello, the printout string will be assistant hello there. Else if I say bye, it'll print assistant goodbye. If I say anything else, it'll say assistant, I'm not sure how to respond to that. Could I write this myself? Yes, with a syntax cheat sheet. Do I understand it all? Yes. Is it simple? Yes. But the problem with that, obviously, bit of code is that it's very specific to saying those keywords, those words, right? And so it then suggested finding keywords within a string. And so if I put in a string, if I put in the command line interface, in this example, what is the weather like? The printout would be assistant, it is sunny today. Else, if I put in, this is the problem with this, by the way, it doesn't understand context. But if I printed in, it's time to kick ass, right? It'll print out, it's 2 p.m. And anything else without the keywords weather or time, it'll print out, I don't understand. And so again, what I've noticed is that the code matches the keywords within a given string, but it doesn't apply context. This is where NLPs come in. What is an NLP? Well, an NLP library is a natural language processing library. It's a field focused on teaching computers to understand, interpret, and generate human language. LLM is a large language model. Now, for the longest time, I keep saying learning language model. It's not. It's a large language model. I keep making that bloody mistake. It's so frustrating. But like I said earlier, all these are essentially massive libraries that you just need to understand to some extent to use them. Packages of pre-written code, tools, and data. Like I said earlier in this video, I'm just starting this journey. And so I don't understand most of this stuff yet. Not to mention concepts like tokenization, NLPs and LLMs. I mean, I know GPT is an LLM. I didn't know it was somewhat different from an NLP. And again, I might be wrong with that statement. But no doubt I'll be making videos on tokenization and NLPs and LLMs. Anyway, I've noticed in this video, I keep going down digital rabbit holes here, but that kind of proves my point about learning Python for AI. You will be going down your own digital rabbit hole, understanding different libraries, concepts. Python is that glue that connects them all together, these libraries and stuff to build your own AI assistant. And again, that is what I'll be doing on this channel. In my next video, I will be explaining the difference between NLPs and LLMs into more detail, because again, that's where I'm headed to at the moment in my journey, understanding how to build my own AI system. Subscribe if you're interested in following my journey, or if you want yourself to learn how to build an AI assistant. On my Patreon, I extend this video to explain why I'm doing all of this. If you've seen all my deleted videos prior to this one, you kind of understand why. And that job search series will forevermore be on my Patreon. It's cringy, it's kind of shit, but if you're going to support me, then again, that gives greater context as to why. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below regarding this video, and cheers. Thank you.